You get to decide. One of the most powerful sentences that I have ever been told, and that I want to tell you, because you get to decide. You get to decide the next step, the next you, the next level, the big dreams. You get to decide. Just decide. So in this podcast, I'm probably going to go on a little bit and say the word decide about 1,000,000 times to get my point across that you get to decide. Welcome to No Rest for the Vivid Business podcast. My name is Claire Hill. I'm a self-belief and business coach, and I am here to ramp up your day, serve you up some contagious energy so that you can power through with your business, because let's be honest, running a business is tough, and so are you. I'm also the queen of unstoppable self-belief, and I get to teach you how to have it yourself. You can work with me by joining the Vivid Business Club. You can download and get the pep talks, the pocket pep talks that are your little bursts of cheerleading power into your ears whenever you want them. You can join the waitlist for my mastermind Embody. I am full up currently with one-to-one clients, and you can join Supersonic Self-Belief, my new course. But if you are new around here, subscribe or follow wherever you're listening or watching. And if you haven't already given me a little review, please, that'd be lovely. Now, are you comfy? Are you sitting down, or are you walking, or whatever? I want you to be really, really fully on board with this episode. Now, there are going to be times in this episode where your doubt is going to stop you from listening. All right? Just saying. Because this is a big one. This is one that you cannot hide away from. You have to take full responsibility, and your doubt don't like it, because you can't be stuck in the pity party of my business isn't working and all those people said I wasn't good enough. Sorry for the voice. I mean, it's basically how I sounded when I used to do it. But this is the most powerful thing, okay? You get to decide what things look like for you. Non-negotiable. I feel that anybody that is, and this is probably you, right? So I'm just going to talk directly to you right now. Hands up. Just this is going to be a code word. If this is you, if you resonate with the next bit of this podcast, I want you to send me an emoji of the sunglasses kid, the cool kid with the sunglasses. Hell yeah. I've actually got some yellow glasses here. Sorry if you're listening, but if you're watching, why do people wear yellow sunglasses? Oh, you can see me spotlight. Okay, this is code. If the next bit of this podcast is really good for you and you resonate with it, send me the glasses, because this podcast is going to change your life. Okay? So there's part of you that, even though to everyone else you have got the big dreams and the ambition and you keep going and you're doing all the things, and to your friends are like, oh, you run a business and you know the money's coming in and you can make sales, and sometimes you don't make sales, but you're doing say you've got a podcast, or you're showing up with your content, or you're doing all of the things, and part of you still, it's not going to work. Be honest. Is there still part of you that thinks that things are not going to work out, and you have a plan B up your pocket? Up your pocket, up your sleeve. You might have an up pocket, up, down, forwards, backwards pocket. There's part of you that thinks that it's all going to fail. Oh, my battery on my camera's going. I'm sorry if you heard that little bleep, but my phone camera's running out of battery. So that's really good. I've got one more to record after this. Send me an emoji right now if that resonates with you, because up until probably about a year ago, part of me was like, I can always be a maths teacher. Actually, it was longer ago than this. It might have been a good couple of years ago, because when I left teaching, again, this might be you. When I left teaching, I had lots and lots of past exam papers. So as a maths teacher, which is what I was doing at the time, I would support year 11s through, the GCSE. I didn't have a year 11 class, but everyone had to support with year 11s, right? And so, but I used to teach year 9, and you did teach some GCSE. So it might have even been when I was pregnant. Yeah, so it was before my maternity leave anyway. There was this secret cupboard at the back of the classroom that had all of these copies of past papers, and you were allowed to take them, and I took one copy of every single past paper for, my God, I don't even know. And there were other past papers, and I made myself the different types of maths, because you have number and algebra and geometry and blah, 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 all of the different things, statistics, can't even bloody say it, and I taught it. I had folders of these, like massive folders with all these past papers in, worksheets, and God knows what. And I was like in my head thinking, they're for me to do. They're for me to treat myself with exam papers, because I did used to love, and I still do, love doing maths questions. All right. It's my jam. I love it. Jackson, a little bit of algebra the other day. He went bananas. He loves it. So I'm looking forward to that. Getting the X's out. Anyway, if you don't know maths, that doesn't understand. You won't understand that. Anyway, blah, blah, blah. Get back on track, Les. So I had all of these folders full of these past papers. And I was kidding myself going, yeah, that's for me to do in my spare time. No, it bloody wasn't. I was keeping them in case I was going to be a teacher again. And I remember I had this cupboard in Jackson's room, my son's room, and I opened it up and I was like, so if I'm really committed to what I'm doing with my business, why have I got a freaking rainforest of maths papers in this cupboard? Why? Because it's not serving me right now. That's just a reminder to the version of me that was a maths teacher. She's not me right now. So I decided I was going to get rid of that and decide I was never going to have a plan B ever again. You get to decide this is working. It's not this will work or it's going to work one day. You get to decide for yourself that this is working. You get to decide to let go of that belief that it's not going to work. It may pivot and transform, but if it's not that what you think it's going to be, it's going to end up better. So that's not a failure. It's going to end up better. This or better. And you get to decide that. There's a client that has been working with me. She's in my mastermind and she has been pivoting a little bit of her business. She's coming away. She's doing this other UGC stuff. It's really exciting, like what she's getting up to. And you can see her identity shift. Now she's decided that this is working. It's already working for her. You get to decide. If you want to become an author, you get to decide to do that. You obviously got to do a bit of work. I'm saying this probably for myself because I'm writing the book again. God, the book. You get to decide. You get to decide, right, I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to work really, really hard to get there. And it's going to work out. It's going to work out in the best way because everything happens exactly as it should. You get to decide. You get to decide on how much money you earn. I know that's like, oh yeah, but what about this? What about that? Find a workaround. But say you want £5,000 a month. You get to decide, and I did an experiment with this in August, and I don't know whether I've told you about this, but in August, I had a big, bold plan for my cash flow, and I freaking smashed it up. Like in sales, I did. In sales, forecasted sales and money that was going to come into the business, I did 25,000 in August. And so I'm not saying that lazy marketing, blah, 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 but I was like, let's just see how we can do this. If I decide, I wasn't even aiming for that. What was I aiming for? 15, I think. I can't remember now. I just know I smashed it. So I was like, right, I get to decide that my business is going to generate this money without me doing anything extra. I'd already put out about my mastermind. I'd put out about, no, actually, a couple of people asked me about coaching. They had my Vivid Vibes experience tickets. What else? And I got a contract with the local authority. Okay. I knew some of this stuff was in the pipeline. There was stuff that I didn't know. There were surprises of money coming in. But the biggest shift for me was I'd hurt my calf. I only wanted to work 3 days a week for 3 weeks of the summer holidays. Summer holidays was 5 weeks for us. I wanted to have 2 weeks off with Jackson and I wanted to frigging rest my leg because my leg was in a bad way and I wanted to get better. And so I was like, right, I am going to sit with the decision that it already is. I have decided this has happened. It's not that it is happening. It has. I have that money already. It is done. And do you know what really helped me to do this? Was in August, I decided one morning I want to cook chicken gyros or gyros, the Greek chicken kebabby thing. I had this idea. I was like, I'm going to decide to cook that. I had it, I could see it in my head. Well, I had the recipe as well, but I'd see it in my head that this chicken gyros, I was like, okay, I just need to get the ingredients and be the cook that cooks chicken gyros. And so I did with a crutch because I was still not being able to walk properly. Exactly the same with money. You get to decide, okay, I'm going to do a decision. I'm going to decide to make 10 grand. I'm going to write down all of the ways that can happen. I'm going to write down the person I have to be that gets that. I'm going to decide that I am already that person and it's going to happen. It already is. It's already happened because I've thought of it. Done. You get to decide. Now, part of my self-doubt has just been going, you've lost them. You're talking gibberish, but it's true. This is the thing, right? This is basically manifestation. But the thing, and I've said this before, I love the opportunistic, essence of a manifestation that we can get whatever we dream, but we've got to take bloody action. You can't just go, I didn't sit there in August. Well, I did a little bit though. I'm going to contradict myself. In August, I did go I was just like, what if I decide that having my energy in the vibration of it's already happened, what if that attracts it in? And I did. And I journaled and I really worked hard on my mindset around it. I was just in the zone. Every day I was waking up going, I am so grateful for this. I remember it was 15K month. I'm so grateful for this. I'm so grateful. And it is a daily thing. It is a daily commitment to decide that if you are in the right energy, you get what you want. It already is because you want it. I might have blown your minds with this one and I do apologise. But even if the latter half of this podcast, you are like, she's chatting shit. I just want you to know I'm not chatting shit because I am the example. I did it in September as well. I'm going to do it in November. I'm recording this on the 3rd of November. You're watching this, I think, at the end of November. But it's happened too many times to me and my business and my life for it to not be true. That's how much I believe it. So if I lost you in the second half, fine, go back and listen to it. Like I said, I bet your doubts switched off a little bit. But even if you get to decide there is no plan B, this is it. It will work. It is working. How much more energy do you have? How much more power do you get to have over your self-doubt? Because you're like, like Labyrinth. You know the film Labyrinth. If you don't know the Labyrinth film, please come and watch it. It's the best film. It's got David Bowie in it. It's got the best songs ever. You, like in Labyrinth, I've forgotten that, Sarah. Sarah says, you have no power over me. You can get to say that to your self-doubt. You've got no power over me. It's already happened. It already is. I'm watching it happen. The end. I hope that landed. But let me know if you've got any questions. Okay. If you haven't already reviewed or subscribed or followed, please do that. I am so grateful. I hope to see you or hear from you. Send me, oh my God, I've forgotten to say this in the last couple of episodes. I love hearing feedback about the podcast. I love it. Anything that comes up for you, share. Don't hesitate. I want to hear it. Have a wonderful day wherever you are. I'll see you in the next episode. Thank you so much for listening to the No Rest for the Vivid podcast. Written, produced and hosted by Claire Hill, and music has been composed by my brother, Phil Vick.